Okay, there's your tools, and here's all the wood supplies you're going to need for making your homemade deer stand or tree stand. For the ladder boot, what I call a ladder boot, one 8-foot 2x4 cut in half, 3 pieces, 2x4 19 inches in length, one 1x6 pressure treated, 25 to 30 inches long, 2 full length 8-foot 2x4s for the main ladder portion, along with 7 16-inch pieces. That's your main ladder portion. That's the ladder boot. For your platform or stand portion, perch, whatever you want to call it, one 8-foot 2x4 cut in half. You can use a slightly shorter one if you need to. 3 more pieces 19 inches long. You'll need the platform of, I'd say, 3/4 inch plywood. That would be 22 by 30 inches. And for bracing, one 2x3, you're going to cut it at a 45-degree angle in half, and then you're going to cut 2 shorter pieces off of each of them. So you end up with this. And I'll show you the end results of this. Also, hardware will be involved. There will be a chain and lock and perhaps some eye hooks or something. But I used galvanized 12-penny or 10-penny patio deck nails, 3-inch exterior screws, 2.5-inch exterior screws, of course your saw, drill with a bit, drill bit to pre-drill some holes, tape measure, glasses, speed square, and a hammer. And of course for the hardware, because I will be using a few hex bolts, I'll have wrenches, some speed wrenches, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to fully assemble this, paint it up, then I'll take it apart, and then I will carry it into the woods and assemble it in the woods and show you what it looks like standing up. I'm going to give you some tips on how this looks and how to put it together, but self-evident, the ladder main portion, you got your 8-foot sections, put your 16-inch, 12 inches on center in between. That's going to set you up nice. Your ladder boot, 19-inch pieces, that's the approximate measurement, with your 4-foot sections. The ladder is going to slide into the ladder boot. I'll show you how to do that. But first, let me give you a few tips on the other portions of the ladder stand. For the deck, one 2x4, 8-foot long cut in half gives you 2 48-inch pieces. And then from another 2x4, I cut 19-inch pieces. I used 3. You could use 4 if you don't have a scrap piece of 2x3 for this other support, 19 inches long. The deck itself I used out of an old piece of wood I had laying around for like 10 years. This is 22 inches long times 30 inches long. It sets there like that. To make the 2 braces for the deer stand, I simply took a 2x3 and cut it in half at a 45-degree angle. Then I cut 2 pieces to size, saving the ends, which will also be used for the brace. That 45-degree angle gives you a perfect setup. Now I want to brace it better up here on this end, so that's where that little piece comes in. That'll go right here. After completely assembling this deer stand, making sure that it works, I'm going to take it apart into its 3 major sections plus the 2 braces. I'm also going to add a seat to this. But the reason for this is because I want to be able to transport this easily and also to be able to carry it into the woods by myself. One of the tricks I use for making assembly in the woods easy is that I pre-drill all my screw holes, and I wax my screws with beeswax so that if I don't have the power drill in the woods, it makes for easy screwing. And I set the screw up so it's ready to go. I'll back it off a little bit. See, I can do it by hand because of that beeswax. when I get in the woods and I assemble this together, it's going to be easy to hand crank that screw into the piece I need to put it into. Okay, so here's one of my ladder stands. I actually made two of them so far. I made the first one and it's in my garage still, and I was so happy with it that I decided to make a second one. You can see it's in pieces, so it's easy to carry into the woods. Well, not easy, but it's doable. I have the what I call the ladder boot. It's wider than the general ladder. It's also got a platform on the bottom to give it a little more stability. There's the ladder itself, 8 foot long. Here's the platform or perch. There's a seat for the perch or platform, and there's braces that go from the platform to the ladder to give it strength. Now I have to put this thing together. I did bring in some hardware, and I have tools in my backpack, so I'm going to assemble it. I hope this video was helpful, useful for someone who wanted some ideas on how to build a homemade deer stand, some ideas, tips. My next video I will show how I was able to carry it into the woods by myself and actually assemble it and put it up by myself. And it is doable, and I hope you find that useful.